Hey, it's Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And so excited today. It's time for a Renaissance Fest. Yes, we're headed all the way back to 1969, 1971, 1972, 1974, and 1978 to listen to Island, Face of Yesterday, Kiev, Black Flame, and Kindness at the End by the amazing Renaissance. And this video comes courtesy of my amazing supporter here and over on Patreon, Steve from New Jersey. So thank you so much, as always, Steve, for all your support and for leading me back to one of my favorite band discoveries from this channel. It'll be nice to discover some early Renaissance, as I haven't really delved into that territory too much, as far as I know. Anyway, we'll start with Island. Comes from their first studio album, Renaissance. And I believe this is going to be my first time hearing different lead vocalists in the band other than Annie Haslam, so that'll be really interesting, something new. Here we have Jane Ralph and Keith Ralph on lead vocals. Let's go. Brother and sister, I believe. And I believe that Keith was in the Yardbirds, right? Wow. So this is what the beginnings of Renaissance sound like. Lovely. I enjoyed the evocative piano solo to start, to set the tone. Then the traditional rock instruments join in, drums, bass guitar, guitar. Very nice. And then the vocals, very impressive. First of all, it was interesting the placement of Jane's voice in the mix, kind of really high center right. That was a surprise, but her voice, such a lovely voice, very beautiful. It was high, it was airy and soft, definitely different from Annie's, but some similarities as well. I love that continuity aspect. I wonder, did they hire Annie because she sounded, in that high operatic, melodic, lovely pocket as Jane, or is it just coincidence, or I don't know the whole history, but anyway, I love that, there's differences and similarities between Jane and Annie. And then instrumentation-wise, of course, there's some different vibes here. We are still in the 60s, I got to remind myself, but I still got that core feel of Renaissance for sure, as far as structure, the progressive nature, where they went, the beautiful melodic elements. So again, continuity. Of course, I loved when Keith came in and they started singing in unison. You don't get that too often, where they're singing the exact same parts in different octaves, and they did that for quite a while in the song, so that sounded beautiful, the two of them together. Keith's voice, also very soft and pleasant to match hers perfectly. I love the rolling bass lines here, very nice, and I definitely heard lots of great drumming as well. I heard the classical music elements in the beginning piano. I thought maybe that was it, but no, around the 60% mark, we get that turn into a more classical music vibe again. That was beautiful, of course, done with the piano. And it was really cool to have a bass line kind of follow the classical piano melody. I mean, how often do you hear that? Not often, because obviously hundreds of years ago, when they were doing classical piano music, there was no bass guitar. I love the great ascending moments in that later instrumental section, kind of like some tension building, very cool. I heard some dark touches in the music itself, beautiful. And then that gorgeous non-word vocal section by Jane, her voice very ethereal. It all just worked. And then we get even more classical music vibes with the piano in the end. Beautiful, I'll take that any day. Here we have different members than what I'm used to. I've reacted mostly to the, later music from them. But clearly we have a very strong and progressive first album from this wonderful band, and a zero shock here. I'll give this one the Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, for Island, 1969. All right, on to Face of Yesterday. Comes from their second studio album, Illusion. Again, we have Jane Ralph on lead vocals. Nope. No final note there. So it's appearing to me that the piano was a very prominent element for them in all of their eras, even the early days. Beautiful, of course. The piano, definitely the star of this one for me. I love the slow vibes of this one. Very, very introspective. I think Jane sounded even more gorgeous here. Is it me, or does she sound closer to Annie in this one? Kind of surprising. That was interesting. This is only, a year later or 2 years later, so don't know, but again, continuity. Yeah, the piano shining bright here. Many strong, heartfelt piano melodies. They hit me hard. Definitely some sadness in the music here. Check. You know I love that. In this one, we also get some of Jane's operatic vocals. Beautiful. A new side to her. Obviously, she's a capable singer with different colors and shades, so I loved hearing her in this song. I loved all the backing vocals here, very ethereal, mostly by Jane, I believe, but then we get some male voices later. Maybe it was just one gentleman, sounding beautiful, giving variety. You know I love that. Overall, their instrumentation, especially in a song like this, telling such beautiful big stories on its own, no words needed. Yeah, this one was all about, pure, poignant, and beautiful melodies, start to finish. I started getting a little bit of Christmas vibes in the coda. Really interesting. Perfect for this time of year, as Christmas is only, 8 days away. And I kind of love how they surprised me right to the very end, giving me a different ending, different ending notes than I was expecting. They even added a few, final notes that I wasn't expecting. They went back down on the piano. So a nice surprise there. A beautiful song overall. It's also getting the Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, for Face of Yesterday, 1971. All right, on to Kiev. Comes from their third studio album, Prologue. Lead vocals this time by John Kemp. Rest in peace. Yeah, I can't remember hearing him on lead before.
simple man. His thoughts and pleasures were few. His bread he shared with his father. That was the life that he knew. And how the snow fell in Kiev today, and how the wind drove the mourners away. Now there is only one man at the grave of Gloria, and this man's
What was that? Interesting end note. You know, I love when they surprise me and end on a major chord. A lot happened there, a lot. What a ride that was. So plenty more powerhouse, bold piano in this one. Felt kind of cinematic even right from the start, but we also got more of those classical vibes. Perfect. John Camp sounding wonderful. This may be the first time I've heard him sing lead. I love when you can hear kind of the accent, even when they're singing, sounding very British. I think they're from England, right? Hopefully I'm not wrong there. A very 60s tone to his voice, kind of Beatles-esque in there. Really nice. Then another surprise, this really great, unexpected groove kicks in. Okay, I'll take it. Kind of different, even for Renaissance, from what I know. I love that, different, kind of mysterious storytelling pocket that we're in with that groove section. Very nice. Then Annie arrives. She has arrived. I loved hearing John and Annie sing together. It was glorious, of course. Perfect harmonization. And that na 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 section, absolutely divine. I couldn't help but sing along. Many more great vocal sections ahead. We are progressive, so we get that first change up, that huge change up. Wow, was not ready for that. Everything became so intense, so dramatic, tons of huge energy. Wow, again, cinematic, but in a different way. That lightning fast cymbal work was insane. Couldn't even keep up with it. Wow. And then within that section, that change up, there were these, sharp turns, again, that I didn't expect. And then we went back and forth. That was crazy, insane in the best way possible. Then another stunning vocal section around the 75% mark. I think this time they're doing ahs instead of na-na-nas. Don't quote me on that, but it sounded even better than the na-na-na, which I already loved. The song just kept getting better and better. And I think in the section, it was different melodies than the na-na-na section. So excellent journey here, excellent twists and turns. All of a sudden, we're back to the main groove that I gushed over, so that was great to return to that interesting pocket. And then another powerful na-na-na section to take us out. Just beautiful, beautiful through and through. Again, not surprised. Look who we're talking about here. And of course, that chef's kiss ending. What a ride this was. And I don't even know what the story is about. Would just make it even better, I'm sure, but I did hear plenty of great storytelling in those lyrics. Gold, single, double, get back in line. This one's getting the Triple Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, beautiful, for Kiev by Renaissance. Wow, I love that title, very evocative in and of itself, so I'm not surprised that we got an amazing song. All right, on to Black Flame, comes from their 5th studio album, Turn of the Cards. This time, Annie takes the lead. Guitar this time. Already getting me in the feels. Is there a negative scale of shock value? I'm like negative 100% shocked that this was beautiful. We're getting into later Renaissance, or at least, later in the 70s. Annie's arrived. New members are here. I love the early stuff, but this was stunning as well. So I love in this one at the start compared to the other ones. Here we get a soft, introspective acoustic guitar opening, a very nice change of pace, setting the solemn tone beautifully. I get watery eyes early on. Check. I knew what kind of a song it was from then on. Yeah, this one was highly moving for my soul. I love the male choral style backing vocals. Maybe it's more than one of the gentlemen, sounding beautiful, fitting the song. And then Annie arrives. Annie is here in all her glory. Top tier satisfaction. That's kind of a given, obviously. You already know what I think of her. I've heard many by her. I've fallen in love with her voice, every last thing about it, and I've gushed over her many times. Her tone, her strength, her gentleness, her vocal colors and shades, etc. What a gift. Of course, I knew this band is masters at peaks and valleys in their music, so we get some great peaks in the chorus for this one. And then, yes, a bridge arrives. I loved everything about that melodically, instrumentation-wise. It was stunning, powerful, passionate, and lots of hope. I kind of love that turn. We get hopeful for a while, and then I think back to one more sorrowful verse, back to the explosive chorus, and then it kind of fades out into that gentle ending. Wow, they always give the very best rides for me. Yeah, I absolutely love how this song moves, breathes, grows, shrinks. Just stunning as always. I'll give this one a very high double epic platinum record award, of course, so easily, for Black Flame, 1974. All right, and the final gem, Kindness at the End, comes from their 8th studio album, A Song for All Seasons. Lead vocals, again, by the amazing John Kemp. There's a perfect dance.
Watching the mist rolling over the sea, watching the tide as it rolls into me, the ebb and flow just like my life, continual ups and downs. It's all part of the cycle, and the cycle must be round. Where's the affection in words when we say I'm leaving tomorrow, I'm going away? Do the tears in your eyes make the future look blind as you wait in your room, spinning thoughts you may lose. But when I think of all the times we've had, the times we've sat and thought, they were moments deep inside me for all of my days, everywhere, everywhere. Leaving your heart to being so close has clouded my view. Holding you near is a thing of the past, but my memories do, and I hope they will last. When I think of all the times I'm sad, the feel of all we've lost, they were moments I'll remember for all of my days, everywhere, for all of my days, everywhere.
Beautiful. Negative 200% shock. But it flew by. I wanted more. But I love that beautiful organ ending, a bookend to the beginning, and everything in between. Beautiful. So just like the ending, the organ opening, wonderful. Again, a nice change of pace. Super melodic, of course. I think that's a given with every single song they ever wrote. Then the bass and the electric guitar join the dance. Really nice. Of course, we're dramatic already. The drama rises and falls really nicely in this one. Then one of my favorite moments, we get that piano and keyboard arpeggio. I was trying to figure out if it was a woodwind or a keyboard, but they were dancing together beautifully. So nice. Then John kind of just flows right in with his vocals sounding amazing. I loved all his vocal melodies in this one. Very moving and very sad. I'm happy that we got more acoustic guitar in this one. Another gorgeous layer. I love that instrument. Of course, a powerful chorus. The energy ramps up. And then after the chorus, the energy kind of stays higher. That's why I'm talking about, the dramatic build in this song stays higher for the next verse. I love the harmonies as we get towards the end. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, don't know who it is exactly, but it's always great. Yeah, I love the coda. It had such a sad ending feel to it, like a farewell. The stakes are high, you know what I mean? Pure drama, pure mood, and some sadness in there for sure. Another great one, of course. I love them all. I knew I would. And I'm pretty certain at this point that I can say that Renaissance can do no wrong musically in any of their songs, any of their eras. They're just amazing. This one's getting the Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, for Kindness at the End by Renaissance, 1978. And thank you so much for this beautiful ride today. I will be thanking everyone. Thank you, Jane Ralph, Keith Ralph, John Hawken, Louis Senamo, Jim McCarty, Annie Haslam, Rob Hendry, John Tout, John Kemp, Terrence Sullivan, Michael Dunford, Jimmy Horowitz, the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, Harry Rabinowitz, Lewis Clark, anyone else that might have been involved, and of course, the amazing Steve from New Jersey. Thank you so much for this amazing set. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below if you wish to chat about these. I would love to know what you think. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.